But the response wasn't what I was really hoping for. And someone broke it down to me one day. They were like, "Hey, like think of it like you're painting a picture. Your low end and your bass notes, any of the sub frequencies. There's not a lot of room. Those instruments take up a lot of space. So
Yeah,
just have one sub, you know."
right.
And then right above that, you might have room for one kick, but that also takes up a lot of space. But then as you start going up the frequencies, they take up less space, so you can squeeze more things in there. Like the hi hats, the metals at the high frequencies, I could throw a lot up in there. I could throw ambient noise in there. I could throw metals. I could throw crashes. I could throw sound effects. That's energy. But
Right.
the middle frequencies, I could throw a few things in there, but not too much. If I start doing too much. So then
Yeah.
that was kind of like the bottom to up. And then he was like, think about what's forward and back. Like, what's your main thing that you want in the front? And what do you
Right.
want in the background? If you want a little
Mhm.
background, put a little reverb. You want something in the front, have it be a little drier. And then now you're really like painting your picture. So,
Sculpting. It's yeah.
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 So,
And it's like I hear the big picture first. And so I can discern what needs to be taken out or what should have been there. It's like I see it. Like, I
right.
see the sculpture that is being created and it'd be like, yo,
Right.
whoa, wow. I don't know. And it's like there needs to be a drop of that over there and a little
Yeah.
this over that. Like you taking the brush and you literally just like sculpting it out. And I just yeah, it's like an
Yeah.
upside down funnel. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Like space out, and then you always have to account for the vocal. The vocal is an instrument in itself. So I think a
Yes.
lot of cats these days don't really realize how much they need to leave space for the vocal or at least drop certain instrumentation
Right.
when the vocal is coming in and out because our brains are only wired to pay attention to like five instruments at a time, six max. Like otherwise you're overstimulated and nothing is translated into like anything. It doesn't sound good at all. It
Yeah.
won't. It
Yeah.
just won't. It's
That's
like
so
trying to
real.
sneeze with your eyes open. Like it's just not gonna happen.
You ever been in a situation where like you're around four people and all four people are trying to tell you a story at once? Like that's what I feel
That
like it's like.
exactly. You
It-
can't hone in on a single person's words or like what anybody mean. You're listening to everyone and you're hearing no one.
that's such a great, yeah, facts.
Yeah.
Facts. Yeah, man, that's real. Like, one of the things I really admire too is there's times. Oh, even the song that we're gonna be releasing this year. I'm gonna touch on that real quick. Pop that bass. Like, I think I had provided you an initial draft of it, right? And I was
Mhm.
like, yeah, I felt so good about it. I was like, ooh, yeah. And you started with like really good feedback. You're like, hey, I like all the like the ear candy, the little moments. I see what you're doing. That stuff is dope, but the arrangement, I just feel like the energy flow. And then my first gut instinct was like, no, this is like fire, because it's kind of like I've been in the lab for probably like a bit, just like hearing the same thing over, so I've kind of trained my ears. But then when I really started, but then one of the things I always tell myself as a creative is like always withhold my first opinion and just kind of like really just try to listen, because I need to open myself up to like all these different POVs. And the
Mhm.
more I listened to it, and the more I was just collecting feedback, I was like, man, Jamie was right from the beginning. And I was like, dang, I was like, yeah, okay, okay, this needs to be adjusted. And I would say that any single time you have ideas around arrangement and things like that, you have, again, this goes back to each one of us having these different POVs or perspectives. A lot of the time it's something I would have never thought about, and I'm like, dang, I would have never thought about that, but this shit is kind of fire, like, so I think that's one of the things that I really enjoy, like in a lot of our collaborations, because you have these like crazy angles that I think only comes from being such a diverse mixture of backgrounds. You've actually inspired me to do a little bit of I'm not gonna say I'm a vocalist by any means, like in terms of a singer, but like at least study the mechanics of it, like diaphragm support, you know, the different head, mixed chest voice, you know, all these different aspects, because it made me realize I have to respect, like, this is another amazing paintbrush that you could create songs with. Yeah, just want to shout out your creative POVs on music.
Uh,
So
Appreciate you, bro.
yeah,
Appreciate
yeah,
you.
of course.